Ladies and gentlemen, the David Nixon Show.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another magic show. It's a nice place, isn't it? Not exactly Chevening House, but it's home, you know. And we have a marvellous audience today, all agog with excitement. They're all sitting on the edges of their seats. Absolutely. Absolutely. Are you enjoying it so far? I've found out why ladies knit, you know. They like to have something to think about while they're talking. Now, I've got a marvellous trick here that will absolutely amaze you. Well, some of you. And I'm going to show you a packet here, a packet of cigarettes. Well, just the sleeve part. We don't need the tray, so I've thrown that away. And a balloon. Now, this is a fantastic trick. You will be amazed. Now, I've been doing this trick for a year or two, and I've never known it go right yet. Now, I'm going to put this balloon... No, it is a miracle. When I say a miracle, it's a miracle if it works. And I'm going to... Talk among yourselves. Blow the balloon up inside the packet. Yes, I'm cringing a bit too. I don't like this part. Right, there we are. It's all blown up inside the cigarette packet. Now, I need something long and sharp like a knitting needle, which I'm going to now plunge right through the balloon and the cigarette packet and out the other side. And another knitting needle goes through like this. I push it through the cigarette packet. There it is out the other side. Isn't that amazing? How can they afford to pay this young boy? Now, there we are. See, I take them out like that, and... Thank you very much. Now, don't get too excited. Now, I want you to come with me. I've got something very, very interesting over here that I would like you to see. This is my miniature magical music hall, complete with the traditional chairman. Very, very old, this gentleman, and a lovely piece of ingenious mechanism. And like most humans, he has to be switched on before he can perform properly. There he goes. By Jove, he's working well tonight. Bit noisy, though. Of course, most music hall chairmen are very noisy. Sorry, Leonard Sachs. Unfortunately, of course, a piece of mechanism like this, these mechanical marvels, they have no minds of their own.
Oh, yes, we have, Mr. Nixon.
Who asked you, eh? What are you doing up there? I thought I was seeing things for a minute. Come down here where I can look at you. Huh? What's all... I mean, are you real?
Of course I'm real.
Oh.
Go on, feel me.
Feel you? All right.
I'm a field mouse.
Who writes your stuff? Listen, do you want to make an appearance in my magical music hall?
Yes, please. An appearance and a disappearance.
Oh.
You see, I'm a magician.
Oh, like me?
No, a good one.
Hey, watch it.
A good one like you, Mr. Nixon.
Now...
You see, I want to get to the top.
Huh? Now, don't be cheeky.
I say, it's just slippery when you get here.
I'll send the water rat after you if you're not civil. Listen, all right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll have a look at you. I'll see some of your magic. Vanish, go on.
Righto.
Yeah, that's better. Now, ladies and gentlemen...
Mr. Nixon.
Yes.
We magicians, we're a vanishing race.
That's all I'm short of, a mouse that ad-libs. All right, now to show you how to create a Marmaduke mouse just with a tennis ball and a spare pair of hands, here are the puppeteers, Paul and Peter Page.
That's me!
When I see you on TV, all your tricks go easily. But it's not the same with me, because because I find...
You tell it all,
Oh,
boy.
Mr. Nixon, please, Mr. Nixon. When I saw this cat in halves or you sharp knives, to my very great surprise, both halves danced before my eyes.
That is not because it's magic, it's because I've got 9 lives. Oh, Mr. Nixon. Hi there, Mr. Nixon. I'm troubled by this crazy orange mouse.
Me?
You must know a thing or two. Can you tell me what to do? Surely there must be a mouse trap in the house.
No, Mr. Nixon. Dear Mr. Nixon, look, let me demonstrate, then you will understand. I'll make one half disappear. Surely now I've made that clear. For a mouse, that's quite amazing.
Catastrophic, Mr. N. I will try this trick myself. This all looks mighty handy. I'll cut this mouse in little bits, and that will be just dandy.
Oh dear, what can the matter be? Dear, dear, what can the matter be? Oh dear, what can the matter be? He doesn't know how it works.
Yes, I know just how it works, and don't get agitated.
If you cut us the band plays now, you'll end up orchestrated. You look all cut up, my friend. You should be armor-plated.
I think you're a phony, and it's all baloney. Let's see you make a pretty girl up here for me.
Think of the moonlight.
Yeah.
Think of the girl.
Yeah.
And leave the rest
Yeah.
to me.
No, to me.
I wanna be loved by you. I
Meow.
wanna be loved by you alone. Boo boo ba doo meow. Oh, Mr. Nixon, dear Mr. Nixon, is it true a diamond is a girl's best friend?
We're not playing cards, my pet, so a heart is all you'll get. For I'm sure this magic's drawing to an end.
So, Mr. Nixon, dear Mr. Nixon, I'm so very glad to see you once again. For it's time for us to go while they carry on the show. So from Marmaduke to Nixon, it's goodbye, dear Mr. N.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Marmaduke Mouse and the Paul and Peter Page puppets. Now, I had to pull a few strings to get my next guest artist along because a couple of days ago he was 3,000 miles away. So it's welcome home, Ted Rogers. Here he is. Thank you. What a magnificent tan. Doesn't he look healthy?
That's not a tan.
What isn't?
Oh, I've just been reading the papers like everyone else. I'm browned off. Hey, but David, you've been doing some travelling as well, I hear.
Yes, we've had a marvellous trip. I've
Where
got
have you
some
been?
super pictures all over the place. Look at that one. There you are, in an Eastern market. Isn't that
That's
interesting?
beautiful. What are you looking at there?
Well, quite truthfully, we're looking at a sack full of live snakes.
What a load of cobras. But it is nice, isn't it?
Well, they're fascinating places, street
And you
markets.
had a good
know.
time, huh?
Yes, we did indeed. You know about street markets, of
Yes,
course.
I do. Oh, I used to work in one, you know.
Oh, really? What, plugging the gear?
No, conning the people. Conning the people, I used to do the 3-car trick, find the lady. Now, look, I'll tell you what, so you've got an honest face.
Uh-huh.
Now, look, you've never seen me before, have you? You promise?
Not very often, no.
No. Now, I'll tell you, I want you to take that envelope and make sure that it's empty.
Oh, yes.
Okay?
All
Show
right.
it to everybody,
I'll
make sure it's empty. All right?
One empty envelope. That's
Absolutely.
right. Absolutely empty.
Now,
yes.
what I want you to do, sir, is to put £1 in that envelope. And I promise you'll get it back.
Oh, that's different. All right, then. You've got witnesses. £1 in the envelope.
Now then, sir, just for a few cup of coins, I'm going to double your money.
Oh, yes?
Yep, I'm going to put this £1 in there, too.
That seems reasonable.
Now.
Yes?
Would you give me £1.50 for the envelope and what's in it?
For this?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're joking.
I mean it.
Of course I would. There you are. There's 50. There's 1. And I'm delighted. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
Super.
You've just been gazumped, you see. You've paid £1.50 to get your own £1 back.
Oh, I see what you mean. But then I can keep anything that's in the
You
envelope.
can keep everything that's in the envelope.
I'm allowed to keep all this, am
A
I?
lot.
Oh, that's absolutely super. Thank you very much. That was marvellous. Will you, put gazumpty again?
Oh, come on.
Hey.
Hey,
I enjoyed that.
you're in the wrong business, mate. You know that, don't you? My goodness.
Listen, Ted, have you ever been in a street market in the Far East?
Oh, I go every Sunday.
What, Singapore?
No, Petticoat Lane. I tell you what, David, you know, to most Londoners, it's become, well, sort of a part of the weekend ritual.
Yes? Mm-hmm. Tell me about it.
I will. You go out and get tired on a Saturday night because you don't have to work until Monday.
And you think with a grin I can have a lay-in, thank goodness tomorrow is Sunday.
In the morning you wake and you promise to take the kids on the underground train again.
You're feeling so low, but you know you must go to the market in Petticoat Lane again. So you get out of bed with a pain in your head. On the tube it's a nasty sensation.
You feel Uncle Dick and you wonder how quick you can get out at Whitechapel Station.
Then at last you arrive and the place is alive.
And you push your way through to the barras.
They've got muscatels, tangerines, courgettes and aubergines.
Taters, tomatoes and mallows.
So you look at your list,
Still Oliver Twist.
and your wife wants some runners and Brussels.
But the kids want to call at the jelly deal store for some winkles and cockles and mussels.
That's right. She wants bacon and cheese and some marrow fat peas and a pound pot of jam and some butter.
There's a man who sells blouses and flared bottom trousers. Says fancy a nice bit of schmutter. But you're not finished yet, so you mustn't forget some bananas and apples and oranges.
At sensible prices, the goods are as nice as at Fortnum and Mason's and Gorringe's.
You go looking for Bloom's kosher restaurant rooms because you fancy a Beigel and Loction.
Then for crying out loud, you get caught in the crowd and you find you're mixed up in an auction.
And then before you can jump, they begin the gazump, and the spieler's a bit of a grafter.
And he's starting the sale and he's telling the tale and you know it's your money he's after.
So you make a few bits and you can't find the kid.
And you pay for a lot and you're sorry. All that money you've spent.
Oh, I must think I'm off of a lorry.
Yeah. And you find you've been swindled and fiddled and diddled. To call it an auction's a mockery.
You bought watches and clocks and some fluorescent socks and 48 pieces of crockery.
Keep going. You know you've been caught with the things that you bought and you find you're beginning to wonder.
Oh, what the missus will say when she hears what you paid for that old-fashioned flowered gazunder.
And the pubs are all shut and you're doing your nut and the shopping has cost you a packet.
And the missus will cry because your dinner's gone dry, so she'll fetch you a punch up the bracket.
And you've done it before and you say nevermore.
You know you'll do it again because you wouldn't miss Sunday morning down in Petticoat Lane. Oi! Hey! Well,
I enjoyed that, Ted.
so did I. David, let's do it all again.
Let's do it again. You do it again. I need a rest. I'm going to have a natural break. Got to get my breath back.
I want to do it
very
right
much.
this time.
See you in a minute.
Okay.
Don't go away. Practically in tune. This is a Bombay motor horn, and I wonder if I could leave that in your care just for a moment, sir, because I want to show you something rather interesting. Now, it's good manners and it's good fun to bring presents home when you've been on a journey, and I brought some presents home from the Far East. Alistair, could we have some of those Oriental presents? Now, I haven't got one for all of you because there are too many of you and I didn't have the yen. So, they get worse. Now, I've got some for 3 lucky people, though, some rather interesting presents here that I hope you're going to like. And may I offer you a present, madam? Don't open it for a moment, will you? Would you hang on to this? Don't open it just for a minute. And would you like one, sir? Do take that, will you? And let me hold that just for a second. Now, let me explain that these are empty boxes. But don't be afraid. I'm going to try and make something appear in there by magic, and you can have almost anything you like, you see. It's up to you to decide. I have some cards here with all sorts of interesting things written on them. Platinum cigarette case, for instance. Jade earrings. You wouldn't want those, would you? Sofa and 2 armchairs, and so on. And whatever you choose is going to appear in your boxes. You have a free choice, all right? I mean, you can't lose. It's free, you know. You didn't pay to come in, did you? Right. Now, what I want you to do is to take the Bombay motor horn, and while I deal these onto the table here, sir, I want you just, whenever you feel like honking, honk. Don't be afraid. Have a good honk whenever you feel like it. Right. I bet you feel better now, don't you? All right. Now, I've stopped. Now, do you want the one I've just dealt, or do you want that one? You want this one. If you'd stopped me at, if you'd chosen that one, you would have had a diamond bracelet, but you didn't. You chose this one, so you have chosen, sir, a Chinese cracker. And by magic, I am going to produce now a Chinese cracker in that box. Would you like to open the box and have a look inside, sir, see what you've got there? Just take the lid off the box, and yes, we're absolutely right. The gentleman has a Chinese cracker, and what a cracker. And if you like to put it on top of your television set, it'll look very nice. And don't crack the one about me, no telly, because we've learned it before. Right, now, it's your turn next, madam. I'm going to deal the cards onto the table here. You can stop me. Oh, yes, you'll need the honker. Very kind of you, sir. You wouldn't like a job as stage manager, would you? Honk any time you like, just stop. Now, do you want the one I've just dealt, or do you want that one? You could have, if you'd said that one, you would have had a mink coat, but who needs it? I mean, it's much too warm. You don't need a mink coat, do you? You've probably got several at home. Now, you have won a Hong Kong dinner service by stopping me there. So will you take the lid off the box and have a look at your Hong Kong dinner service? Yes, there we have it. A pair of beautiful chopsticks, very nice greeting with, and a little Chinese rice bowl. Isn't that pretty? Of course, as you know, it's a staple diet out there is rice, and I had so much rice out there, and it was so hot I was starching my own shirts as I walked along. Right. So you practice with those. They're very good for everything except scrambled eggs. It's your turn next. Will you take the honker? And once again, just stop me while I'm dealing the cards any time you like. You don't have to stop me now. You can stop. Now, do you want that one I've just dealt, or do you want this one? You would have had, if you'd chosen that one, a bottle of champagne, but I think you've probably got something as good or better. You have, you have a Pekin streaking set. Would you like to open your box, madam? Ah, yes, you see, the Chinese are very modest, and they never streak in the total nutty. They always have a few beads, even if they're only perspiration. So, there you are, your Chinese streaking set, and thank you, the three of you, for being such good sports. Those are with our love, and a little souvenir of the show. And I hope you're all enjoying it. I see there's somebody at the end there who wasn't enjoying it. She seems to have left us, which is a great pity because she's going to miss a marvelous act. Some very good friends of mine who are here with some very good friends of theirs, and I want you to give them a big welcome. It's a very exciting act. It's Ronnie Dukes and Ricky Lee over there.
Your touch. Hey boy, how much too much? Oh, well, let's get together, baby. See, yeah, wee, da. Okay, yeah, well, all right. Control yourself, madam, please. No safety nets here, you know. This can be damn dangerous, this trick, can it? It can if there's any nails sticking up, it can. She probably thinks I'm singing now. And I'll tell you this. Just because she is my mother-in-law, and just because she is stone deaf, and just because she did give up a good job, modeling, oven gloves to come and play for me. Don't think for one moment that I have put her on this piano so I can take the mickey out of her. Because I don't. I'm very good to this woman. She'll tell you herself. I'm telling them I'm very good to you, aren't I? Well, I've been hypnotized with a ferret. Watch me lips, dear. I'm telling them I'm very good to you, aren't I? Look at her face. Makes you sick, doesn't it? We'll do it. We'll do it. My God, that makes your eyes water. Got my car keys in my pocket as well. How can you ride that? I can hardly speak. When you're in my arms, money's grumpy. Coming to look at you, my heart's aflame. Baby, feel the same. Hey, girl, I think your touch. Hey, boy. Hey, boy. You drink too much. Hold on, let's get the other bit. Let's come. Hey, boy, gonna break me. No. Hey, girl, you have to go. And I'm going to tell you, I'll never let you go. And I'm going to tell you, I'll never let you go. And I'm going to tell you, I'll never let you. Hey, boy.
Thank you very much. Ronnie Dukes and Nicky Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, the other evening, ITV's World of Sport won the Sun Television Award for the 5th year running for their coverage of every kind of sporting event. Now, from Alexandra Palace a few weeks ago, they presented the finals of a contest that had all the excitement and tension of a Wembley Cup final when an Englishman became world champion. Now, let's relive that magic moment.
It's 2-12s. Is this the end? Let's watch it. 2-12s for Peter Chapman will win it, and that's very close indeed. That will do. There it is. Alexandra Palace erupts. We have a new to the world champion from London, and it's Peter Chapman. Here is the pin-up board.
That was exciting, wasn't it? And here, ladies and gentlemen, direct from the public bar of the Bird in Hand pub in beautiful downtown Henley-on-Thames is world champion darts player Peter Chapman. Here he is. Come this way, other way, because I'm backed up against the bar there. And I don't like being, I'm sure you don't either. Now, that was very exciting, Peter. You must have been a bit nervous at that moment.
Always nervous.
Always nervous. But what a dramatic moment. It was like a cup final, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
Now, tell me something. I noticed you had a cigarette in your mouth at the time you made that incredible out. What was the, how did you get out? What was it?
Double 12.
Double 12?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you find you play better with a cigarette in your mouth?
I think it's forced to have it.
Forcibly, but not playing in the pubs all this time.
Yeah.
All right, you're world champion dart player, and it's great to see you on the programme. And I would like you, if you... Have you got any arrows with you? Brought things?
Yes, they're always with me.
Never without? Maybe.
Hardly.
While we've got you here, could we just see you have a throw at the board? We've got a board for you. Would you do that for us, Peter?
Oh, certainly will, yes.
I don't know if that line's in the right place. You,
Not far enough.
well, you stand wherever you like, obviously. I just want to watch your style, because I want to show you a little bit of magic in a moment, if I may. Thank you very much. Would you throw 3? Nicely. Touching the wire for the cover 60. Now, that's not bad in a strange place on a strange board, and I've got a feeling this is a bit high. I want to try and show you something rather interesting, Peter, if I may. A little bit of magic that might intrigue you. I hope it will. Now, this is not a put-up job. I haven't asked Peter to do anything special about this. I haven't told him, actually, that the board revolves. Now, I'm not going to ask you to throw while it's revolving. The reason for that is that I want these to be 3 random darts that you're going to throw. A piece of black tissue paper, just tissue, stuck over the board like that, so that you can't actually see what to aim at. The board is still there. I'm going to spin it like this and leave it with the paper over. Now, would you take another 3, but notice before you take them that I have an envelope up here with a seal on it. The envelope is there all the time and won't leave your view. There's the center of the board, and if you would go for somewhere around the trebles, Peter, I'd be very grateful. Would you do that for me? Thank you. If they come out, we'll do them again. 1, 2, 3. You're still, by force of nature, going for the top. Would you come round here? Now, watch, no cheating, while I carefully tear the paper away. Now, let's see what we've got here. Now, had that been in its proper position, that would have been a wonderful score. There's a treble there.
85.
That's 85, is it? Have you scored 85?
It would have been.
Oh, no, sorry, it would have been.
Not now,
But
no.
you have scored a treble 2, that's 6, and another 2, that's 8, and 15 makes 23. Correct? But 23 is your score, but had that board not been spun, of course, it would have been a much higher one. But I wanted this to be an absolutely random score. And would you take your darts out now? What was that score again?
23.
23 it is. Now, that was... You will certify that, won't you? You will guarantee that that was a random score. Fine. Now, I showed you this envelope up here before we started, is that right? And it's been in view all the time. I'm going to open it now for the first time, look inside, and take out a piece of paper. Perhaps you'd like to take that out, will you? Pull out that piece of paper, and will you let me open it up and show you what I've put here? Peter's score will be 23, signed David Nixon. And thank you for joining us, Peter. And it's great to have a British champion, and I hope they have darts in the Olympics. At least we'll get 1 gold medal. And I wish you the very best of luck in all your future competitions. Thank you very much, Peter. Now I'm going to introduce somebody else who always goes for a big score. In fact, we go for the tops by asking her to come and sing for us. Here's Anita Harris. Anita Harris, ladies and gentlemen, not only one of the tops, but very good at the 20s, too. What about that darts reference? How clever. Alistair, are you busy for me?
No, Mr. Nixon,
I want to show you a little miracle. You see that piece of rope with the coin? Chinese coin, hold through the middle.
Very nice, yes.
On the piece of rope. There's the knot.
I see.
All right?
Yes.
Now, the puzzle is, how do you get the coin off the rope without undoing the knot?
You've got to get the coin off the rope without untying the knot.
That's right, yes.
Absolutely easy, Mr. Nixon. Watch this. How about that?
Alistair, this is expensive rope, you know.
Yes?
You've just ruined Half a pyjama cord?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Nixon.
Oh, dear. Give me the scissors.
You'd
Look.
have to be a real magician to get that back together again, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'll trim the ends up
Well,
then.
no.
Right, blow for me hard. That's better. There we are. Another piece of rope. We'll practice that one. Yes, we'll practice that. And we'll do it again at the end of the show, but we'll do it very large. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is again, that Superman, a lovely friend of mine. He's flown back just now from Las Vegas, Ted Rogers.
Thank you very much. That's true. Thank you once again. I flew in on an American plane, you know. I couldn't use British Airways because, as you probably know, most of them are grounded. They're suffering from the same complaint as David, a receding airline. But it's funny, you know, that I must say he's so knocked out today, David, he's just been offered another regular television job. Every 20 years doing Eamon Andrews' This Is Your Life. It's funny you all should say that about streaking in China, because I got through the customs, you know, and I had a streaker that came up to me. I thought, well, this can't be bad. I streaked as well. I said, do you like my birthday suit? She said, it needs ironing. And apart from that, it could use a little starch. Now, but I think you all should streak, you know. Everyone should start this streaking bit. Go on, it does you good. On, love, have a go. Should streak in Parliament. Politicians should forget their differences and air them instead. What a sight, eh? Harold streaking, Sir Alec creaking, and Ted peaking. I mean, up to now, Harold's never revealed his proposals. And we'd all see his manifesto. Clement Freud would be streaking on all fours. Everything would be all right until he decided to lift one of them up. I'd love to see that Cyril Smith streaking, wouldn't you? Cool, all that flesh, it'd look like Smithfield Meat Market on the move. You see, streaking, I think, could become another sport, you know, like boxing, football, or wrestling. And you ladies, you love that wrestling, don't you, eh? Cool, I mean, at one time, fellas, it's affected the whole home, isn't it? You could get home, give her a kiss on the cheek, she'd melt in your arms. The other night, I tried 3 half Nelsons, a scissor kick, a Boston crab, and still I couldn't get a submission. Mind you, she did. Have you seen those wrestlers? They gouge in the eyes, kick in the teeth, and all those embarrassing close-ups. It's just one long parade of thumbs, gums, and, well, you've seen it, haven't you? What about the names of those fellas, eh? Johnny Two Rivers, and Masambulu, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. He's the same shape. Never lost a fight. No one can pin him to the floor. Adrian Street, he's a cracker too, isn't he, eh? Have you seen him? He looks like something you'd wave at across the street, him, doesn't he? Cool. He doesn't like the Boston crab. His favourite grip's the hair grip. What's that? I think the best fighter of the lot must be that Kung Fu. Isn't he great Kane of Kung Fu? I love that scene where they keep flashing back, you know, going back to all the bald-headed monks. It looks like David Nixon's annual fan club get-together. But you realise with the ads that come on television, you can actually spend a whole day with the stars without even noticing it. I mean, for instance, for breakfast, you can pour a pint of Arthur English over a bowl of John Slater. You can spread your bread with a dollop of Doris Day, put a piece of Andrew Cruikshank on, and wash the whole lot down with a cup of Jimmy Young. Before you do the washing up, squirt in some Barbara Mitchell, sorry. Get the cat a plate of Stratford Johns and the dog a dish of Clement Freud. Do the washing up with a sprinkle of Joe Baker, then make yourself an Arthur Lowe, dunk in a Patrick Cargill. For lunch, you've got a choice of chips with Rod Hull and Emu, or you can pour a Dick Emery over a nice plump Margaret Powell. Have dessert with Sheila Hancock, a pot of Roy Hubb. Watch how much you eat, because otherwise you might have to weigh yourself with a Keith Fordyce. After that, light up a John Gregson or a pipe full of Rupert Davis. Cross your heart with a June Whitfield. No, that's wrong, it's a Jane Russell. June Whitfield goes in the oven, but you could fill up all your holes with a Wendy Craig. David, you will excuse me now. I've got to get going because I've got to make him some sandwiches and cover them with a Katie Boyle, and I'm going to drink a William Frankton.
I see. Well, if you're driving, Ted, don't forget to belt up with the Jimmy Savile.
I'll do that. Thanks, David.
Like it.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks,
Thanks, David.
Thanks, Ted.
Good night.
Great. Now, thank you, Ted. Alistair and I, ladies and gentlemen, are going to try and do the coin trick again, but this time on an enormous scale, and it's very breathtaking and death-defying. So let's have a look at the apparatus. Here it is, a rather beautiful, large Chinese coin. And if you think that this coin is large, you want to see their slot machines, really. Now, it's quite solid. It's made of very thick timber. I'd like a gentleman from the audience. Would you, sir, like to come and have a look at this? Now, I haven't primed you in any way at all, have I? Would you be kind enough, sir, just to have... This is 1.5 inch timber. It's very thick, very solid, And I want you particularly to notice that that hole in the middle is absolutely unprepared. It's not elastic. It's very solid. Have a good look at it. Don't be afraid to bang it hard. And I've got a piece of rope here that I want you to test as well. Just make sure that it's very strong. Be examining that while I introduce Anita Harris. You mustn't examine Anita. Here's the lovely Anita Harris, looking very Chinese. Thank you, darling. Thank you, love. Good. I'd like you to stand just about there. Super. Now, here's the middle of the rope. Just have a look at that again, sir. Quite unprepared. All right, quite strong. I'll put it round Anita and watch this very carefully. I don't want you to think that I would pull your leg or deceive you. That is a genuine knot around the middle of Anita. As long as I'm not stopping the string, you know, whatever it is.
Put my finger there?
Yeah, put your finger on it. That'll stop it slipping. That's it. Now, I don't want to stop the circulation or anything like that, but I have to pull this fairly tight. That's lovely. Thank you, darling. Now, we have some tape. Have you got some tape there, Alistair? I want to, thank you very much. I'm going to put this tape around the knot, so to make sure that it can't shift. I'm sorry, darling. And then I am going to...
18 waist, yeah.
I'm not... I'm jealous. No, actually, I'm not sorry. I enjoyed that. Right. Look here. Now, I'm working. Right. Now, would you sign your initials across the knot there, across the tape, or a distinguishing mark so that you will know it again? Thank you. Now, you'll recognize that again. That's lovely. Now, I want you to take the two... I'll take the two ends of the rope. Follow me, would you? You have no choice.
I'd love to.
Right. Round to the back of the large coin, and we'll take the two ends of rope, Alistair, through the hole in the middle. That's fine. Take the two ends of rope and pull them and thread them through the middle there. Now, will you hold those two ends for me, sir? As close in as you can, because we don't want to lose you on the cameras, you see. That's... Oh, sorry. Let's take that one as well. All right? Fine. So now we have the rope going through there and round Anita's middle. Fine. Now we have a cloth somewhere, don't we, Alistair?
Yes, we go.
Right. That's fine. Thank you. Now let's just get these ends together. They're not quite even. Just hold those two ends for me there. Will you do that, sir? Lovely. Thanks. So, and if you can stand about there, then we won't obstruct the camera. Now we have a cloth that we are going to put over the top of Anita, like this. I'll take this side, and Alistair the other. This goes over the top like that, and just pull it down to the ground. Keep hold of those ends, if you will. That's it. Just keep it there, and then we can see what's happening. Fine. Now, I expect you would like to be sure that Anita is where I said she was. So let's just lift up the cloth here and see if she's there. Behind, there's miles of it. Miles of it! Right, stick your head round the corner, Anita. There she is. All right, at the back of the coin. Fine, we'll drop the cloth again. Now, I would like you, please, next, to come this side and start, in a moment, just to gently pull on the rope, will you? Just ease the rope. Don't worry, Anita, we'll pull you through. Just ease the rope through. That's lovely. Yes, I think it's going to work. And here is Anita through that little tiny hole in the middle of the coin with your signature, as before, on the knot. Is that correct? Thank you very much for helping me. Thank you, Ted Rogers, and Ronnie Dukes, and Ricky Lee, and Marmaduke. And let's go and say goodnight. Back to the slave market. See you next week. All right?